What's up, y'all? My name is Dwayne Jackson. I used to work at the brokerage firm made popular by the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, Stratton Oakmont. I wanted to do 5 videos a week, but 5 videos is that's a lot. So I kind of boiled it down to 3. I'm going to do 3, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Monday, I'm going to do a sales tip. Wednesday, I'm going to answer some of the questions. I have over 300 and some odd questions from people that they've asked me. And Friday, I'm going to give you a full-fledged story of things that have happened. And it should be cool. I got a real cool story for this Friday. This video is going to be me answering a question. This question came from Eli Cash. He said he loves the videos. Thank you very much, Eli. How did you get introduced to apply for Stratton? What did your parents think when you were working at Stratton? I see that you were young when you first started working. Were you going to school meanwhile working? All right, great question, Eli. Thank you for that. What happened was I went to the Army Reserves. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life at that time, so I went to Army Reserves, the fake Army as my dad calls it, and because my he did 12 years, regular Army, and I did my AIT and basic, and I came home. I was actually playing basketball one day in the park, and there was a guy that I went to high school with, and he had a brand new BMW. So I asked him, I said, yo, man, how'd you get that BMW? He said, I'm a stockbroker. I was like, how? You know, we were like 19, 18 years old. I'm like, how? He was like, well, it's not really hard. You don't even need a college degree, or you really don't even have to have a high school diploma. I was like, what? He said, yeah, that's what you do. Go in the newspaper, look for people that say they're looking for a broker trainee, call them, and somebody will call you back. So I actually saw a newspaper that was sitting on the side of the court. I picked it up and went home, and I circled the one ad thing from the paper that I found sitting on the bench, and I called a bunch of them. One of them happened to be Stratton Oakmont, and they called me back. And that's how I ended up there. My parents, what did my parents think? Now, what happened was I saw all this money being made, and I went home, and I was so excited after my first day. We were having dinner and sitting at the table, and my father was talking, and I said, hey, Dad, check this out. I'm going to make $80,000. He was like, you're going to make $80,000 doing what? And I said, you know, this job that I got, I'm going to make $80,000. He was like, who's going to pay you $80,000 in a year? I was like, $80,000 in a year? I'm going to make $80,000 in a month. And then he just busted out laughing, like, who in their right mind is going to make, how are you going to make $80,000 in a month? Who do you think you are? While he was just talking to me, my brain kind of just went silent. And I was like, I'm going to make $80,000 in a month, or I'm going to die, because this man is going to eat his words. That's what pushed me. Now, my mom was a little different. She didn't understand what was going on. She was kind of, you know, hoping for the best. And I failed my Series 7 twice. And for my birthday, she paid for the NASH course, which was back then was expensive. It was like $300. And the NASH course, I don't know if they have anything like that for a Series 7 now, but it was a course that you took. And basically it was a guy who was one of the writers for the test questions. So they went through, and this is the best way. Anybody has to take a test. If you have to take a test, this is the way they taught us. And the Series 7 is a pretty tough test. Just do questions. Read the books once or twice, maybe once, and then do questions. Do questions, do questions, do questions. When you get the question wrong, go back and figure out why you got it wrong. And then take those test questions again. And then make sure that you just don't memorize the answer, just know why you got it wrong. Took this course for a week, and then I took it the 3rd time and I passed. Now, my mom she was and has been and always has been a very religious person. We grew up in a church, so when I went to Stratton, I wasn't, you know, I saw what was going on, but it didn't freak me out. I was, you know, I grew up in church, but I wasn't like, it's not like I had seen things in the world, you know, running around New York. You know, I had seen some things, but this was kind of wild. But it didn't cause me to fold up. It just was like, yo, you know, I told my mother, I was like, look, I don't think I can do this. Especially when I started making money. She was just like, why? I was like, this place is crazy. And then my mother gave me this speech. I'll never forget it, about how crazy could it be? And, you know, there's got to be some stockbrokers going to heaven. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, not these stockbrokers. None of these people going to heaven. Years later, years and years later, when she finally did get a piece, because she doesn't watch movies with any cursing or violence, or she got a small piece of the Wolf of Wall Street, and she was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Nobody understood what I was doing. I was studying for my Series 7, literally 6 to 7 hours a day. So I would get up in the morning, I stopped going to work, and I would go to the library, and I would sit there for 7 hours. And my parents were like, yeah, right, you're at the library for 7 hours. It's a life lesson. And the life lesson is this: it doesn't matter who it is, parents, friends, siblings, white, whatever. If you believe in yourself and there's something you want to do, hopefully you have some support. Chances are you won't. But if you do, if you have some support, great. If not, so be it. You have to put your head down and you have to get after it. You have to get after it. If it wasn't for the fact that I really didn't care what anyone said and I just worked, I wouldn't have experienced those things and I wouldn't be here telling you this story. In a nutshell, my parents didn't know what the heck was going on. They had no idea until until they got the opportunity to see the movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. That's what it was, to answer your question. So please do me a favor, man. Like and subscribe. If you have any more questions, please shoot them to me. I'm going to keep this content going as best as I possibly can. And be prepared for Friday, because I'm going to have one hell of a story. It's going to be really, really cool. So be looking for that content, all right? Thanks again, guys. Peace.